The line here, Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's shifted the other way. It went from K-State now to Kentucky at the 3 points. What do you think about that, and what's the play for you?
I like Kentucky. This is my number one ranked team to begin the season, and they really disappointed early on. John Calipari's team had no continuity whatsoever. Oscar Tshiebwe was nowhere near 100%, and it looks like he's been pacing himself the entire year. I think right now they're playing their best basketball. They beat Tennessee twice. We've seen how good Tennessee is. They do struggle a little bit offensively, but it's still a good team. They just beat a number one seed Kansas, and they beat Arkansas at Arkansas their last game, who just beat Kansas as well. So Kentucky's talent stacks up, and they're starting to play their best basketball. And it all starts with the reigning player of the year, who won't win it this year. If he wanted to, he might have been able to. He's had 4 20-rebound games this year. 2 have come in the last 4. 25 rebounds in the last game against Providence is his best effort. And that's all about effort. And I think that's what we're seeing out of Oscar Tshiebwe. That's what I think we're seeing out of Kentucky right now. Throw out the numbers. They don't mean anything, because this is a completely different basketball team right now than what they were 2 months ago.
Yeah, these two teams met in the Sweet 16 back in 2018. K-State winning by 3 points. That's the line here. They made that Elite 8 run last year. Chip, this total's come down. It was sitting at 145. Now it's 143 and a hook. But you're with Kenny on this one.
Oh, yeah, and I don't mind paying the Kentucky tax, because when you ask about the line movement, you always have to understand that some of this is just going to be liability from Big Blue Nation. Some of this is going to be liability from someone who looks at the Kentucky brand and feels like there's no way that that team should be an underdog or even a short favorite. But I will comfortably lay the 3. So much of rebounding, as Kenny mentioned, is going to be, how good do you feel? How bad do you want it? And Oscar Tshiebwe clearly wants to rewrite the NCAA tournament narrative. I think that it matters to the people who are on this Kentucky team, both coaches, staff, and certainly players. The way that this ended last year, losing to St. Peter's as a 2 seed, the massive disappointment that came with that, especially for the National Player of the Year, Oscar Tshiebwe. There's a lot of righting the wrongs that I think the Wildcats are doing right now. But even in this matchup specifically with Kansas State, I think Kansas State is a little bit tiny. Naquan Tomlin is 6'10", but if he gets in foul trouble, the depth in the front court is really, really suspect. I think you've got a little bit more length, a little bit more athleticism in terms of guarding the backcourt. Marquise Noel is kind of tiny, under 6 feet. Now, this could be a situation where a Kansas State team that has done a really, really good job in the first year under Jerome Tang, they're really athletic. You've got that kind of heat-seeking 1-2 punch of being able to get Keontae Johnson to pair there with Marquise Noel. To me, it's a little bit of a one-trick pony offensively and defensively. I don't know if they're going to be able to perform at that really high level, especially when you've got Oscar Tshiebwe playing so well. So I'm going to lay these points with Kentucky. I am unafraid of the line movement we have seen in this game.
Chip, are you doing a side with Tshiebwe's total in the game today for rebounds?
Rebounds, listen, if you can get anything under 16.5, we had 25 in the first round. Anything under 16.5 is an easy over. If you're looking for a player prop on the board today, Oscar Tshiebwe, rebounds over. Shout out to Tom Fornelli. He dropped that little spicy nug in my brain this morning. But that's got to be the best player prop we're going to see here on Sunday.
Yeah. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.